Welcome to the Woodpreneur Podcast, the number one podcast for the business and marketing side of the lumber, woodworking, hardwood flooring, and sawmill industry. I'm your host, Steve from Acres of Timber. Each week, we feature various wood business owners and entrepreneurs from around the globe. We share their stories, paths, insights so that you can network, learn, and grow your own wood business. Thank you so much for listening. Now enjoy the episode. The Woodpreneur Podcast is proudly sponsored by Acres CRM. Acres CRM is the wood industry's only customer relationship management software dedicated to helping you automate your sales and marketing so that you can focus on serving your customers and growing your business. You can visit acresoftimber.com to learn more and to schedule a demo. Once again, that's acresoftimber.com. Hey, welcome to a brand new episode of the Woodpreneur Podcast. This is your host, Steve. Today's guest is Layane Maximiliano from Unique Wood Furniture TX. How you doing, Layane?
Hi, Steve. I'm doing good. Thank you for having us. Thank you for reaching out to us and inviting us to be here. I've been a listener of your podcast, learned a lot, and got inspired a lot. So I'm happy to be here.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Why don't you tell everybody your story? Like, how did you get started?
Yeah. So both me and Max are originally from Brazil. We've been in Texas for 13 years now. We first moved to Texas, actually, my family and we got green cards through lottery in the 80s. So we lived in California for a little bit. I was a baby, don't remember. So we moved back to Brazil. And my background was actually my dad is a pastor. So I grew up in a pastor's family. I call it grandfather. Yeah. And so right after high school, I met Max. We got married and my brother had leukemia back in Brazil. So we ended up coming to Dallas to do a bone marrow transplant from me to him. And that went great. He's healthy. Today he works with us, actually. And during that period, Max came to visit us. And he just loved Texas. He really loved it. He got a Texas tattoo. And he was like, I'm ready to move to that place forever. So we went back to Brazil. I've applied for his green card. And while we were waiting, I got my interior design degree. Then we moved to Dallas, actually, for me to go to a Bible school here in South Dallas. So we stayed there for a year. We met some wonderful people. But then after that, we were like, now what? We ended up moving to Florida. There are a lot of Brazilians there. And I have childhood friends and family. So we stayed in Florida for a few years. Max started flipping houses. So that's how he started his tools collection. And I was working as a designer in a high-end cabinetry company for kitchen and bath. So I loved it. I loved the designing process and customizing. But then after a few years, we decided to come back to Texas. We missed it. So we came back and Max opened a home remodeling company here.
Yeah.
And a home mom. So with interior design, I just wanted to decorate my house. So that's how we basically started. I wanted this specific console. I had it in my mind. We did not have a budget for it. So did not have the money for it. So Max was like, okay, let's just buy 2x6s from Home Depot and we'll try to make one. We made our first console and I didn't like it. So ended up posted on Craigslist and then we sold it and I forgot to delete that listing. So I had someone else asking about it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I forgot to delete it. We actually made it. And then she was like, oh, can you make another one? Maybe a little bigger.
Yeah.
And then, of course, from there, it's history.
That was the origin story. Wow. That's really cool. I love how, it was done by accident, right? You created something, you sold it.
Yeah.
You accidentally left it up and more people wanted it.
Yes. Yeah.
How much did you sell it for? What was it? Do you remember?
It was literally material price. I think it was $60, $70.
Oh, you sold it for cheap. You just wanted to get rid of it. Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
And then I wanted a new one. We wanted to try again.
Yeah. Yeah. So you and Max, your husband, you have this entrepreneurial background. Like you're not afraid to start things and take chances and start companies and move from Brazil to
Yeah,
California to Florida to Texas. It's like risk taking is kind of part of who you are.
it is. Yes, I think so. Max more than me. He's braver than me. I'm always a little scared, but then he pushes me. So it's good to be together. We depend on each other a lot and we work well together, which is great.
Cool. That's very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
And so it's you, Max, and Dan.
Yes.
And
So
who's
then,
Dan?
then is my brother.
Okay.
So Max builds everything. And then he actually likes to travel a lot. So he stays with us for a few months, makes some money, and then he travels for a few months and then he comes back. So whenever he's here, he helps us with sending.
That's cool. Very cool. And so when did it become a thing? Like when did you like incorporate and like start? How'd you kick off?
Okay, so we kept making a few pieces. I was just staying home. I liked it. I liked the finishing process, right?
Mhm.
So we had making a few extra consoles, all the same design, like plain and basic 2x6s put together.
Yeah.
I would have something to do, and that became a little extra income for us.
This is while Max was doing the home remodeling company.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Started this little hobby on the side.
There you go. Literally from our garage.
And this was in 2016.
2016. Yeah.
Okay.
That was like summer 2016. And then for Christmas, we went to California to visit my older brother. And then I had like 10, 15 pictures of pieces that we've done. I used to love bringing the pieces inside my house
Mhm.
and taking pictures. I would just repost it on Craigslist.
Yeah.
But I found out like if I leave that post there, if I leave the listing, people will see it. So I feel like a little different than most woodworkers I hear the story that they started selling for friends and family. We did not have a lot of networking here. We didn't have any family around. So for us to put our names out there, it was through Craigslist at the time.
Yeah.
And up and 5 miles and marketplace was just starting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my brother was like, hey, why don't you do a website? Let's build a website so you can post these pictures, just like our portfolio.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I loved it. I was like, yeah. And then every piece we would make extra. We would just make extra pieces. It wasn't really customized. We
Yeah.
would just create something with the leftovers that we had from other pieces, put together, make a coffee table, and then it would sell.
And you put it out, and Craigslist was your first marketplace.
Always Craigslist in the beginning. Yeah.
Wow.
And then from that, people started maybe knowing us a little more. So whoever would like buy one of these consoles, they would, okay, you made it. Can you make a side table to match? We're like, we can try. Can always try. So in the beginning, it was like all pine. And we were lucky enough that it was the big farmhouse
Style. Yeah.
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 And we were in Texas. So Fixer Upper, Joanna Gangs, Chip Gangs, they were big at the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we remember we built this one coffee table that many people did it with the X, like just top and lower shelf with an X.
Yeah.
And that became like our main piece. We would sell a lot of those. And it was good because it was all distressed and beaten up. So it was very forgivable, for us to learn because we were learning, right? We were
Yeah.
at the beginning of our woodworking journey.
Yeah.
But I feel like our website helped us a lot because I would just keep posting everything we were doing. And I still do that until today.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. 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 So
Yeah.
you post and people search. You're not posting to Craigslist anymore, right?
No. We don't even know if
It's not there. Yeah. What do you think your first like major real win was? Like when you said, you know what, I think this is what I want to do.
Yeah. We met Lloyd at Plano Mill, and he was also starting his business here. We actually became great friends with him. He's one of our friends today. We would just get whatever easy slab he had to work on. So with like no cracks, if he was not warped up, we would just get piece and bring it to our garage, sand it down, stain, and put hairpin legs, or let's just
Yeah.
try
You
legs.
just hustled. You did whatever you need to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, we did. Yeah. So we always have like 3, 4 weeks ahead of us kind of booked up. And then when the pandemic came, we got busier, right? Like
Yeah.
many other workers everybody needing office desks and like home office things. So we decided to find a new place. So we bought a property. Like now we have 3.5 acres. And that was a really turning point for us. Space, right? Like you cannot.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So we had the shop that I am right now. And then there's another shop where Max builds everything.
Are you in like a showroom right now?
Yeah. So this is actually my studio where I finish everything,
Yeah.
but I have samples of woods and colors. So every now and then we have a few clients coming here, but that's something that we plan for the future to really
Oh,
these into a real showroom where clients can come and see finished pieces. And
yeah.
yeah,
Cool. That's very cool. What's been a challenge so far?
for sure the language in the beginning was very hard because we were learning woodworking at the same time we were learning English, like learning that a console was a console,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
hard.
It's really that immigrant hustle, right?
Yeah.
Like that,
Yeah.
my family's not from the United States, and I learned a lot from watching them, like it's not your first language. You're in a very foreign country for you, and you have a little bit of skill and you got to take it and run with it, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And
No
that,
excuses. No excuses. You have to feed your family.
yeah, we did not have many friends around us that could put our names out there, So that was challenging in the beginning. And also the space. We would bring things inside our house to finish. We would take both of our daughters with us on deliveries. So we would work during the day. This is
Yeah.
the 7 p.m. Let's go deliver it around DFW. We only work local.
Yeah.
And DFW keep us crazy busy, which is great.
Yeah. It's a growing place.
Hey,
I feel like there's more than enough people out there and more than
yep.
enough opportunity. That's great. What do you mainly sell? What's your biggest seller?
Biggest things are dining tables. We
Okay.
make a lot of them, like different sizes and designs. And we chose a few different hardwoods to offer. So we work with like 5 types of wood and we have different designs. So on our website, I try to keep a few standard prices and sizes and designs,
Yeah.
but then we can customize everything. So that's a big deal for clients. Clients like to be spoiled and we like spoiling them. They like to be in the process with us and choosing things. Like at the end, say this was custom made for me. And that's unique. That's special. So yeah, mainly dining tables, coffee tables, consoles a lot. I'll say that's the main thing.
And how do you find your people now? Is it mainly like search? Do you do any advertising at all?
Right now, it's very diverse. We have a lot of referrals and word of mouth. Instagram helps us a lot. Right now, I think we have like almost 5,000 followers. It doesn't seem like a lot of people, but these 5,000 people, they really keep us busy too. So they're like organic clients, and Marketplace. So now we do have a few listings on Marketplace that I leave there as just like custom orders, customize your own piece. And we do get a lot of clients from there too. And Google Ads. And then people can understand kind of what we can do, what we can't.
Yeah.
But yeah, these.
That's great. That's great. Does the future hold for you?
We love what we're doing. We love working together, me and Max. We have lots of fun here. So we want to keep investing back in our business. So better tools, a better experience to our clients. So maybe right now we're budgeting to add a new shop behind mine. So we could change, like we could move just finishing for that new shop. And then I have this space that I am right now as a showroom. So that's one thing. We also are planning to get a delivery truck. Right now we have a van. So we make most of the deliveries. Like normally we do all of them.
That's
Um,
crazy.
yeah, I love it because that's like literally the best part for me. When we go inside a house and meet the clients that I've been texting for months, and know new places, DFW is huge. And so I love it. I love the diversity here. So I think this like a new delivery truck and a new
New
shop.
shop. Yeah.
Yeah. Investing back in our business.
Cool. All right. So this is the part where I give you any marketing or business advice for
Yeah.
your wood business. I know you listen to podcasts, and I'm sure you had some questions, or you have a question. Tell me, what do you need help with? What's something that's been keeping you up at night, or a challenge that you're having that I can help you with?
Steve, I feel like, as I told you, we sell a lot through marketplace, and normally people are looking for deals there, right? So I'm always like, how or where do we find high-end clients, or how
Yeah.
do they find us? So that's
Yeah.
something. Yeah, I feel like we have a kind of a little hard time with that.
Yeah. Well, the one thing that I would do is you have almost 5,000 followers. I would figure out how to get all of their email addresses.
Mm.
Do a contest, do a giveaway. Black Friday's coming up or something. Just like figure out how to get all of their email addresses. Because right now in social media, so like if you're listening to this and you're a listener, there might be a chance that I may DM you, right?
Uh-huh. Mm.
And I feel like people, they collect followers or they have people following, but it's always this one way. I'm posting whatever I want to post, but I never engage. And you're like, I hope you like it. And that's not the way real social media works. Social media is about being social. You should truly get to know who your followers are.
Yeah.
So it's not just about posting, it's about getting to know, like liking their posts, commenting, because I'm pretty sure you can find those people within your followers right then and there. And it's about spending, whether it's spending like a half hour a day looking through and DMing and just saying, hi, how are you? What made you follow me?
Yeah, that's good.
What are you looking for? Like, there's a lot of people, if you look inside your followers, right? And let me see if I could pull up your followers. Unique Wood TX, right?
Unique.
So I'm just looking. Let me just look at one person.
Okay.
So you got a lot of Brazilians. I'm looking at this. There's a realtor
Uh-huh.
who's a DFW, but do you know him?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's a realtor and he's selling $1.4 million new construction in Fort Worth. Do you think that he's somebody that you should get to know?
Ah, you're right. Oh my gosh. Yes. That's good.
You see what I'm saying? Like, do you think like he just sold Fort Worth $500,000 house, $600,000 houses? He's got a family, he's got a wife, he's got a kid, and he's selling Plano, Texas. Like, he's selling a lot. And he's clearly a family guy. He's got a picture of him and his wife. So like, imagine if you struck up 10 conversations a day with people like that.
Yeah.
And you just said, hey, I would love for you to come to my showroom and see what we got. Maybe you can use our stuff for staging. Maybe you can sell it. Maybe I can make you one at a discount and whatever it is. But like, there's a lot of gold in the people that follow you. You have to give them a reason. And so the reason why, so like everybody that's listening, if you got a DM from me, I genuinely care about you and your business. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm trying to help. This is the reason why I do the podcast. This is the reason I give free advice at the end of every podcast, because I genuinely believe that everybody, if you love what you do, you deserve to get paid for it. And if you want to do it for a living, you should do it for a living. Right. And so, but that's my genuine thing. But how can I help you unless we have a conversation?
That's good.
Same thing for you. How can you help somebody have this beautiful piece that you make with your hands, that you hand selected from a sawmill, that's going to live in somebody's house for forever, and they can potentially pass down to their kids if you don't ever have a conversation with them? It's probably in their mind, maybe one day I can get a table from Unique Wood Furniture, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
maybe. But if somebody reached out to me like, wait, you know what? It's like holidays. I think I may want a table for Christmas, or I may want one for Easter coming up, right?
Mm.
Like, that's how you kind of have to, like, it's a different mindset. We wait for people to come to us, but we got to go to them.
Yeah, you're right. And look for the connection, right?
It's about a relationship. It's literally about a relationship. It's about having people, that business owners that care about their potential customers, not just their real customer, but their potential customers. So anyway, I'm looking at another person, one of your followers.
Yes.
She's a friend?
Not a friend. No,
Have you ever done business with her?
never.
Have you ever reached out to her? Oh my God. Can you imagine what a relationship with the designer? You're a designer.
Yeah, work with a few designers, but I never thought in reaching out an extra ones.
And the best part about it is the conversation goes like this. Thank you so much for following me. I'm following you back. And your work is beautiful. Can we talk about ways that we can collaborate in 2023? This is a perfect time, because people are going to be, they call it crazy with the holidays, right? You know that expression, oh, I'm crazy with the holidays. They're like, can we set up a time to talk about 2023? This is the perfect time to do it.
Yeah.
All right?
Yes. Yeah.
I think you just made a bunch of extra money right there. Like, you literally.
That's good
Cool.
stuff.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Any last bit of parting advice for the Woodpreneur community on your end?
I feel like just make sure you're doing your best. I know it sounds cliche, do your best, but just make sure you're doing your best, and make sure your clients are going to be proud for choosing to work with you and for choosing to work with your company. And they're going to be proud of having product in their home. So I feel like that's important. And of course, communication, especially when you're customizing something.
Yeah.
Like for us, it was even harder with the language and, but communication is the main key with customizing a piece.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time and for sharing your story. It's really inspiring. And I know this is going to be a great episode for everybody.
Thank you for having us here.
All right. Oh, how can people reach out? What's your Instagram website?
Unique Wood Furniture TX for Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. And website is uniquewoodfurniture.us. So .us, EMX.
Cool. All right. Awesome. Thank you. Thanks so much for listening to the Woodpreneur Podcast, the #1 podcast for the business and marketing side of the lumber, woodworking, hardwood, flooring, and sawmill industry. If you like what you heard, please give us a 5-star rating and review. You can also tap into our community by visiting woodpreneurlife.com. Once again, that's woodpreneurlife.com. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next episode.